Mark, thanks. Also today, Bobby Harshbarger is putting his hat in the ring for a run for Tennessee State Senate. If that last name sounds familiar, it's because it is. Bobby Harshbarger is the son of U.S. Representative Diana Harshbarger. He's running against State Senator Jon Lundberg of Bristol in the Republican primary for District 4 and has until noon tomorrow to get the required signatures to be on the ballot. News Channel 11's Karen Jenkins explains why he thinks Lundberg should go and Lundberg's response on why he should stay.
Thanks, Sarah. Bobby Harshbarger told me he feels burdened as a father of young children to run as the state senator who will vote with what he calls a moral compass and stand up for what he calls, quote, core values of East Tennessee, something he says current state senator Jon Lundberg isn't doing. Kingsport pharmacist and business owner Bobby Harshbarger picked up his candidate petition packet today to run in the Republican primary against incumbent state senator Jon Lundberg. Harshbarger says Lundberg's recent voting record is not in line with conservative values.
I'm going to be the one that stands up and says, Senator Jon Lundberg, you voted wrong, sir.
Specifically, Harshbarger cites 2 immigration bills and 2 bills linked to LGBTQ concerns where he says Lundberg's actions were not what East Tennessee needs.
Senator Lundberg voted to allow the gay pride transgender flag to be displayed in our classrooms. You look a little bit deeper, and he killed a bill in the committee that would prohibit a woman from being able to sue a man for knowingly going into the girls' locker room or bathroom. So he killed it dead. So that's 2 examples.
Senator Lundberg says there's more to the story.
There's just enough truth to sound plausible, but let's do the Paul Harvey thing and the rest of the story. That first bill, when you talk about the pride flag, there was no legislation that banned any flag. What it did, the legislation did, is said, hey, in schools, here are the flags you can fly. So let's talk about the flags you couldn't fly. And this is a point that I made in committee. You couldn't fly the Gadsden flag, you know, the one that says, don't tread on me. You couldn't fly the Betsy Ross flag. You couldn't fly, in Bristol, you couldn't fly a checkered flag because it's not on the list of flags. This is not the kind of legislation we need.
For the so-called bathroom bill, Lundberg says he did make a motion to send the bill to summer study, but only because as written, it was just too close to the previous legislation he did vote for that was struck down by a federal judge. Harshbarger says he's not reached out to the senator directly to ask about his votes. Lundberg says he welcomes questions from any constituent.
What's the rationale? Because if you know me, you know there's probably more to the story and there's a backstory there. What is it? And once you explain it to somebody, they go, that makes sense. I get it.
Still, Harshbarger says it's time for a change. He says at nearly 20 years in office, Lundberg has become a career politician more than a public servant to the people of East Tennessee.
But the fact of the matter is he's forgotten who he represents.
When asked what his mom, U.S. Congresswoman Dana Harshbarger, thinks about his campaign, Bobby Harshbarger says she's behind him 100%, but again, the idea to run was his. We did ask for a statement from Congresswoman Harshbarger's office, but as of news time, had not received one. Sarah?
Karen?